Welcome, financial advisors and annuity agents. If you're looking to get 5 to 8 preset appointments on your business calendar every week in person, you've come to the right place. Why 5 to 8? Because that's the formula to write $1 to $2 million per month every month. In this next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through real quickly what the top advisors are doing to write $1 to $2 million per month on premium, on index annuities, or if you're holistic doing AUM and annuities, this is how to do it. So in 2024, we're knocking out of the ballpark here in Arizona and California with our live events and estate planning clients. And if you want to learn more about it, we're going to give you a special invite to a boot camp here in Arizona. We'll fly out on our dime, walk you through day 1, 2, and 3. And then if other times, we're going to be doing it in Newport, California as well. So here's how this program works. So number one, a recent success story is Ryan Berkowitz. His first 2 weeks, he submitted 679,000 of production right out of the gate, just by following through our process and our boot camp and getting in front of our appointments. Jesse Fedor, 7.5 million in 6 months, paid on. Pretty amazing. He works pretty hard though. We have John Bowles in 4 months, 6.1 million. We have case after case where people are hitting the ground running in the local area and coming across these estate planning clients that both are looking for help for financial services, tax planning, and estate planning. And we have the law firm to help us do so. So let me recap of how this program works. We have a law firm side of the division, and we have financial services side of the division. Our estate planning association and a law firm does all this for you. You don't have to do any of this that's in front of you. We're booking anywhere from 25 on track to do 76 seminars every week in California. And why that much? Well, I recently learned we did 6 million mailers in California alone just last year, plus social media ads are working very well. We have 4 full-time presenters. So we book the sites, we fill the room, we take care of the food, we do the reservations. Our call center's in Anaheim. And our full-time presenters do anywhere from 8 to 9 preset seminars every day, every single week. And as a result, people sign up right then and there. Then our attorneys, we have about 6 attorneys, are back-to-back consultations. And these attorneys are giving the advice. They're working with the paralegals to draft the documents. The paralegals then send a 1-page document to the client saying, this is correct with trustees, trustors, beneficiaries. Client says, yes, the law firm ships the documents to the client. So you don't have to deliver the trust or touch the estate plan. You're just focusing purely on the financial services piece of it. And then the law firm has a notary and a witness come out and notarize the documents for the client. And they take care of the quitclaim deed and the parcel numbers and work with the county assessor's office. You don't have to do any of this. You don't have to do the live events. You have to pay for it. It's a split rev share program. So where you're coming is your step number 6 right here. So by the time we get through all these steps here, it could be 3 to 4 months that the client's gone through the seminars and the events and the talking to the paralegals and the attorneys and signed and draft witness their trust across the board. So in our mastermind event, in our boot camp, here's our agenda. Number 1, if you sign up for an interview with one of our recruiters or our marketers, you'll get introduced to one of our sales managers who will help you do your case design, what to do in appointment 1, 2, and 3. But this 4, 6, 7 sales process really helps get you to a very high converted rate. When I started this business 20 years ago, I was taught on how to do a 1-call appointment close. And I just don't believe in that anymore. People are different today. We're in a holistic, we're in a fiduciary environment. And this is a 3-appointment sales process. You're going to hear from our estate planning seminar. You're going to actually go through it and see what the clients see and why they make the decision to work with us. You're going to see our special guest speakers. And then day 2 is appointment 1, appointment 2, appointment 3, how to build a retirement income analysis. And then day 3 is the advanced case design and delivering the estate planning portfolio, which is different than the estate plan by itself. And you're going to learn about tax planning strategies, and you're going to hear from our top advisors speak and see what they're doing for you to be successful. Let me walk you through some of the new team members we just brought on. We have 4 full-time presenters. That's now going to 6. Brooke is killing it in Southern California. She's doing 8 a week. Jay Dunshee is now one of our sales managers or marketers you're going to be working with here at the home office. He's a PhD. And then we also have our other presenters that will be at the event as well that will be helping you close more business across the board. Now, how does this program work? Well, recently we've just launched some new incentives to help our advisors make more money much more quickly. We now do advanced commission. So you ever get stuck with a carrier where you're trying to grow your business, cash flow could be tight, or you need that cash flow to do more marketing yourself or get to the next one. Well, guess what? You turn in an app, it's clean. You go through Firelight. We ACH like instantly, same day ACH. So you can get the money same day. We're adding 2 or 3 more presenters in your area in California. So we can do 8 more events per week moving forward. And then our softwares that we're using are tremendous. You know, we have RetireUp, we have Retirement Analyzer, we're using Performance Elite, Riskalyze, Nitrogen, and a lot of tax planning software to help you do really well. I'm going to walk you towards the end of the deliverable you're going to give to the client that really helps you have a high converting rate. It's called an estate map legal document. And then our estate planning portfolios, I call them super binders. The clients do get an estate plan from the law firm, but we have these nice portfolios that have a section for the tax planning, a section for the financial planning, written plan and writing, and all the other non-legal documents as well to help them work all together. It's about $100 it costs us. It's on our dime, but that helps you get that second and third appointment and get the statements, which helps you be more successful. So walking you through how this program works. Well, what did we do last year in 2023? We did over 5,700 brand new first team appointments. That means brand new clients we brought on. Now, as we sit here today, we have over 28,000 estate planning clients in the state of California, Arizona, which is tremendous. So for this year, last year we did over 550 existing client reviews. So we're going to have a lot more reviews coming up. And we did over 816 seminars in 1 year. That's quite a bit with our great presenters, and over 6,400 new estate plans that clients created. So far, year to date, we have over 3,800 appointments on business calendars to over 2,000 clients that have done reviews. Over 452 live seminars have been created, and over 4,500 estate plans created. And we're on track to generate over 17,000 new clients for appointments face-to-face in your local area in California and Arizona, as well to do 16,000 existing client reviews. So this is about 2,500 seminars moving forward for the year for 2024, 2025 with 24,000 memberships sold. So that's going at a very high rate. But what this does, it gets you in front of the statements. If you are the financial professional, if you're a certified estate planner, if you're the accredited investment fiduciary, you're able to quickly make a bond and trust and credibility with your client, and it helps you do a lot more business. So at this mastermind boot camp, you're going to walk through what is the 4 steps that need to be completed, what is the 6 areas that you need to go through, and what does the client have to do in the 7 steps to become a client. So that's going to be in day 1 and day 2. You're going to hear from your peers, meaning who's doing it. If you want to do a ride along, if you want to see a top advisor actually go through the process and see what they say, that's how you learn. We like to have a little fun and food while we're out here, but we're also here to help you make more money. If you're holistic like we are, we're duly licensed. You're going to hear from great carriers that will be speaking, as well as Orion through TD Ameritrade, Schwab, and Fidelity Investments on the AAre side. A lot of institutional money managers. So phase 1, we have now launched what we call lead flow management. You ever go out and get clients, whether you do a seminar yourself or you buy leads, and a lot of people are broke or don't have money? What if you found your sweet spot was between 500,000 investable assets to $1 million? What if your sweet spot was really between 250,000 and 750,000? What if your sweet spot was between $1 million and $2 million of investable assets? Well, we are able to, what we call data dip, pull this information from Axiom, Epsilon, Experian, TransUnion. You've heard of these data companies, and we're able to find out their age, their net worth, investable assets outside of real estate, what their financial interests are, if they're retired or not retired. And it gives you a lot more information. And by data dipping and perfectly matching the right prospect to the right avatar with the right advisor, it helps your conversion rate. It goes a long way across the board. So this is being implemented, and it's helping advisors close at a much higher rate and make much happier clients by matching that through. You'll love our estate planning program that walk you through what you can and can't do with estate plans, because if you're not an attorney, you can't give legal advice, just like if you're not a CPA, you can't give tax advice. The software that we have does standard taxation planning, with retirement income planning. But the attorneys handle all this stuff, but you need to understand what you can and can't say. And there's a couple credentials we recommend you get. One is called a certified estate planner. It creates credibility. It's FINRA approved designation. You don't have to be securities licensed to get it. And you are then able to go through these sections, but not giving legal advice. We're also finding that clients, with all the volatility out there, are really getting attracted to highly rated companies. And when I say that, these companies are now increasing the rates higher than we've ever been. We've been in a 15-year low interest rate environment. We all know this. But the real money is in stock funds and stocks. The real money is in bond funds and bonds. I know there's a lot of clients out there that have old annuities that could be upgraded. It's like refinancing a house at a lower rate. But if you can learn on why clients may or may not should be in bond funds, maybe this is a bond alternative, you will do a lot more business across the board in this DOL environment, in this fiduciary environment they're going through. So if you're looking in front of a lot of people, this is, I will walk you through how to do it compliantly across the board. Now, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to call the legal estate map document. The legal estate map document is a very important document that is deliverable that you will give to them on that second meeting. So that first meeting, they're going to have their estate plan. It's already notarized. It's already witnessed. You're going to walk them through. The house is already put in the estate plan. You're going to do a beneficiary review. You're going to go through some education of how probate works. They've already done that at the live event. But if you go through this 3-day boot camp, you will learn a lot about estate planning and how to protect their assets. And this is your deliverable, is an estate map. So let me walk you through how this estate map works across the board. So number one, with the estate map, there's an overview with a family tree, milestones, your team, your documents, beneficiaries. Then there's the estate planning. Estate planning overview has the balance sheet, the estate plan, the life insurance, if there's a need for life insurance need, the estate tax calculation, and then the waterfall effect. What happens if the spouse passes away? What happens if the second spouse passes away? And then what is the next 6 steps that they must follow? So going through the overview, we're going to have the client's actual name on it. If you fill out this fact finder, you turn it into us within 1 business day, we'll turn this around with our estate planning documents. Now, you're going to know who the owners are, which are typically trustees, trustors. They may or may not have the beneficiary names in there. They typically have the beneficiary names, but you want to know if someone is excluded or how does that family tree work, who the grandchildren, because in the estate plan, I might use the word per stirpes. Well, what does that mean? Blood down. Well, we need to make a document. Well, what happens if one of your children die first? How does the money flow? Is there spendthrift provisions? What if it's per capita? And so it helps clients take what they have, this legal document they may or may not understand, but makes it visualize of what needs to be updated. Now, our clients also get what we call a financial plan in writing. Many financial professionals charge anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500 for a financial plan in writing. They get that through our service. We help you build them as a financial professional, even if you're life and health licensed. And with that financial plan in writing, many times it's Social Security maximization. So what is that milestone? So there's the worst time to turn on Social Security, the best time to turn on Social Security. Well, let's say they have a retirement target date of 2026. Now they might want to use some of those other monies at a tax advantage rate. And then we're going to have John collect his Social Security at 2028. And then Jane collect on John's Social Security at 2030 to maximize their Social Security benefits. And as a result, they can get $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 out of the Social Security as a whole, which gets them retired and stay retired across the board. And then if there's an income gap, this is where we can use income benefit annuities, where the income can go up with inflation to help protect against those assets. Now, if you look at the estate plan, one of the things that the client should consider is funding the trust. A lot of people go through probate because they don't put other assets in the trust. It's like having the safe and they don't put their valuables in it. In the state of California, if you have like 184,400 range, outside of that trust, it could still go through probate. And the first 4% of what's outside of the trust could be tax with a probate tax in California. Go figure, right? And then we have what we call a risk consolidation category. What is a risk consolidation? Well, maybe you've heard of nitrogen risk-alize. It's a risk analysis that can take actually their positions and show them how much they can gain or they can lose in the next 6 months, depending what the market does in different scenarios. Interest rates go up, oil goes down, another recession, another crisis. And a lot of people don't realize how much risk they're taking. And a lot of people can't afford to take that much risk, meaning they could change their lifestyle, they can run out of money. And so by doing that risk analysis, it really motivates the client to take action. And then what about growth efficiencies? Well, essentially, a lot of people have mutual funds, 401ks, and they don't realize they're paying fund to funds, meaning there's a fund and that owns a fund that owns a fund. And there's fees upon fees within fees. So we'll do that fee analysis, and they can go in this exact same funds at 0 basis points or 10 basis points with institutional accounts. And we'll show you, walking you through how that works across the board. And then you're going to be able to provide their team. Now, we do have a CFA and staff, level 3. I believe there's 3 levels 3 in the state of Arizona. Our clients have access to, and there's 8 of them. And Tim Keith is one, Beneficial Legal's the law firm. Then we have what we call the association, as well as where your name would go as the accredited investment fiduciary, or as well as a certified estate planner. These are pretty easy credentials that you can take. They're FINRA approved. You don't have to be securities licensed to get it, but it builds credibility across the board. Now we have what we call the documents, and when have they been updated by the attorney or by the law firm? When's the last time does any changes need to be made? On our program, the clients get unlimited changes to their estate plan, their living trust, with the attorneys. So if they want to make a change, not a problem. The attorneys and the law firm are there to help them do so, and making sure things are in order. Then you have beneficiaries. You know, a lot of people make the mistake by making the primary beneficiary the spouse, which is normal. They should do that. But then they make the contingent beneficiary one of their children. Let's say one of the children is Johnny. Well, if they have $500,000 in an IRA 401k now, and that grows at a 7% rate 10 years from now, that 401k IRA could be worth $1 million that hasn't been taxed yet. 20 years from now, that could be worth $2 million. Well, if that money goes directly to a child, well, there's 2 issues there. Number one, federal taxes go from 37% to 39.6 at the end of 2025. This is law. Sunsets. California just increased their state tax from 13.3 to 14.4 January 1st of this year. So you got 53 cents on the dollar that could go to the state of California and the IRS. And that's a lot of money. Why not have the 401k IRA stretch it out over 5 to 10 years, depending on how you set up the estate plan, and you can continue to manage the money during that period of time if it's set up properly. And is there a life insurance need? Maybe there's an income gap that drops when one of the spouses passes away, the pension drops, or the Social Security drops that's needed. That happens a lot. Now, we're going to look at the estate planning overview, where we're going to take all their assets, put it in the document, see what portion is taxable, what portion is liquid, and kind of take a look at the risk profile. But what this does is it builds a balance sheet. Like I said, all you have to do in that first meeting, it's in 60 to 90-minute meeting. You work with the clients, you help them do a beneficiary review, you get a balance sheet, you get copies of their statements, and we'll build this out for you and send this out to you as a deliverable so you can meet with them 3 to 5 business days later for that second meeting. And this will tell you if there's assets that should be potentially in the estate plan owned by the trust, or if the contingent beneficiary should be on the trust. One of our top advisors, that's also a JD attorney, he basically says, own nothing, control everything, from an asset protection, from a tax planning, across the board. And people could avoid probate in different ways, but there's a lot more benefits with estate planning than just avoiding probate. Then what we have is there's special things that you want to avoid taxes with when the first spouse dies. So if John dies first, how do we gift that and then separate the rest to minimize the taxes? And who are the fiduciaries, right? From healthcare to the powers of attorney while they're living. And then what about after they pass away? Who's the successor trustee and who's the contingent? And then what happens if there's a taxable estate? How can we reduce or eliminate taxes? If you take a look at this piece here, this is a diagram of the waterfall effect. So if there is a survivor's trust, a marital trust, a lot of people may not know this, but in the state of California, after 2 years, if assets are in the trust, you can protect half of it if it's set up properly before the planning. After the one spouse passes away, you can protect half the estate from Medi-Cal spend down. And these aren't Medi-Cal trusts, but there's a lot of protections in place. California being a community property state, if the child gets the money from that IRA, 53 cents of the dollar goes to the IRS in the state of California and gets a divorce 3 months later, guess what? They may not be left after divorce or creditor. So why not have that money left in the estate plan, and the successor trustee or the beneficiaries pull it out as they need it to have that extra protection for the loved ones? Is there a life insurance need? Is it going to lapse? Does it have the benefits? Does it cover long-term care coverage down the road with accelerated payout factors? What happens if there's an estate tax issue? Now, some of the people are looking at this saying, you know what? A lot of our clients, there's a lifetime federal exemption right now of right around $27.22 million. Well, guess what? That number drops down to $5 million per person plus inflation at the end of 2025. And there's legislation out there requesting to drop down the estate tax limit from between 1 million and 3.5 million per person. This doubles that amount. But right now people say, you know what? I have $1 million house. I have $1 million in my 401k, IRAs. I don't have an estate tax issue. You don't right now, but what was your house worth 20 years ago? 200 grand? What do you think your house is going to be worth 20 years from now? So having some place entitled ahead of time can go a long way. The waterfall effect, from a tax perspective, from an asset protection perspective, from a control and making sure things go who they want to, the way they want to, what happens with the estate plan? What happens after Jane dies? How does it pay out, and from a tax advantage? And then what are the opportunities here? The opportunities, there may be a need for life insurance. They may want to consider funding the trust as they get new new accounts, new assets, new properties, beneficiary designations. Does it make sense to have that in place? And then what are the next steps? The next steps are the following. We want to see if there's estate tax issues in the future. We can do reduce or eliminate, and then have the client store the documents in a very safe place. And we have a digital way to do that where the successor beneficiaries can access. It's not recommended put it into the bank safety deposit box, because if that bank's is bought out or something like that, you may not get access to your trust. Give your fiduciaries access to the account. If you have a trust, they may want to consider funding it. Review the policies, review the beneficiary designations, and I give you a couple reasons why, and then have those annual reviews, which can help you get for those clients across the board. But this is a deliverable you'll give to them on that second meeting. And then what I haven't shown you yet is this estate planning portfolio. It costs us around about $100 or so. It's on our dime. We give it to you, we ship it to you, and you can put the financial plan in writing, tax plan in writing, and with your estate plan in writing. And this is what's really helping you create a much higher converting rate. If you're interested in this program, we take on all the risk. It doesn't cost you anything, right? It's gas in your car, your E&O insurance. You might have to get some retirement income planning software, but that's it. You don't pay for the marketing. You just show up and see the people, and you follow our process. You're going to do really well. And this appointment setting program, our scheduling team sets all the appointments for you. And if they ever reschedule, we reschedule them for you. So you get a text message and an email saying when's your appointment, and in that appointment information, because we do the data dip, you already know ahead of time how much investable assets outside of real estate that they have. If you're interested in the program, you'd like to learn more, you'd like to do an interview with one of our recruiters or marketers or sales managers, or even talk to one of our financial professionals on this program, go ahead and schedule a time on the link. You can set up a calendar. If you do set up a time, please make sure you show, because our time is valuable and so is yours. And we'll see if we can make a win-win for 2024, 2025 in this DOL world. Have a great week, and I wish you guys tremendous success.